William Ruto was today in Tanzania attending the 60th anniversary celebration of the union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar. And as that was happening, Samia Suluhu's top government official, the Minister of Agriculture of Tanzania, was sending a strongly worded message to Kenya. The message was in response to a tweet Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi had made earlier. Before we look at the message from Tanzania, let's have a look at the message that angered Tanzania. The message by Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi. I now have actionable intelligence that the fake fertilizer was manufactured, procured from Tanzania. I challenge Waziri Linturi, National Cereals and Produce Board, and MEMS to tell Kenyans the quarry in Tanzania where they got manure, sand, and stones were mixed and in what proportions. Did KRA receive taxes from MEMS, or did the fake manure pass through Panya routes? That's a message Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi shared yesterday. And that's the message that has prompted Tanzania's agriculture minister to respond. And this was his response. Hussein M. Bashe, brother, is this comment intended as part of the usual banter between Tanzania and Kenya, or are you serious? Tanzania is not connected to any fake fertilizer scandal, so please do not associate us with the popular hustler culture. Tanzania does not export counterfeit commodities, including fertilizer, to Kenya. We are well aware of the exact nature of the goods our two companies have exported through official channels. Please address your own issues with shortcuts and questionable practices, as our trade policies are governed by principles rooted in integrity. If there is a mess, I recommend you clean it up. Do not implicate Tanzania. It is not our way. And then Hussein Bashe, the Tanzania's agriculture minister, has attached that post by Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi. We know Abdullahi is a very close William Ruto ally. So anytime he speaks, he's being seen to be speaking on behalf of Kenya Kwanza government. And the response from Tanzania just confirms that. So I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand the high-octane political games being played here and what this means. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe in order not to miss our next analysis. Let's continue. The Tanzanian minister is saying, please do not associate us with the popular hustler culture. Tanzania does not want anything to do with that hustler narrative. And then he goes on to say, please address your own issues with shortcuts and questionable practices, as our trade policies are governed by principles rooted in integrity. So Tanzania is telling Kenya that we know your practices. They are not rooted in integrity, but on our side, we are governed by principles rooted in integrity. This is a clear message to Kenya, and more specifically to the Kenyan president, to William Samoei Ruto. Ruto is the person who came up with the hustler narrative. And if you Google the meaning of this term hustler, the meaning of the term hustler best defines what is currently happening in Kenya. So some of these terms, people do assume that they're just terms being used, but they've got very hidden meanings. When William Ruto chose that hustler term, many thought that he was just using it as just a term to refer to the poor. But I'm seeing a William Ruto who was very deliberate with the choice of that word, hustler. If you look on how his government is operating, then the operations of Kenya Kwanza government can best be described by the term hustler. A government of deals, shortcuts, fishy business activities. The term best describes Kenya Kwanza's operations. A kakistocracy, a government by the most incompetent people in any population. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? This confirms beyond any reasonable doubt that Tanzania has got a very low opinion of Kenya, and more so, Kenya's leadership. This is not the first time we are seeing Tanzania attacking Kenya. Any slight opportunity they do get, they always give Kenya its proper dose. We still remember sometimes last year, Samia Suluhu told William Ruto live on camera that he should not be relying on the West. That was sometimes last year. And Tanzania has been sending some coded messages to Kenya, this being the recent one. Tanzania has got a very low opinion of Kenya, and more so Kenya's leadership. And then secondly, the remarks by Tanzania's agriculture minister also just exposes the lie in Kenya Kwanza government. We know that Kenya Kwanza is very good when it comes to passing blames. So they wanted to pass the blame to Tanzania on the fake fertilizer. We know very well the fake fertilizer was manufactured in Kenya. It was manufactured in Kenya. Kenya just reformulated the fertilizer donation that came from Russia. That's what was reformulated and packed in bags with some additions of stones and animal poos. That's exactly what happened. But Ruto and his team, they are very desperate to divert attention, to pass the blame to Tanzania. And Tanzania best understands that. As I conclude, that also confirms that Ruto's government is bringing this country serious shame among our neighbors and to the international community. The more Kenya Kwanza stays in power, the more we are being seen as a failed country. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. In case you are watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. And to any person who might be interested in farming, or if you want to do a project but you don't have land, you are looking for land, reach out to Eliza. She's leasing a 20-acre land in Homa Bay County. Contact her through that line. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.